first thing we need to do is make a base, because obviously this, just having a bed and some furnaces, this isn't a base. So what I'm thinking is we can go and make our base up on top of this like hill or mountain or whatever you want to call it. But obviously there's wood, leaf litter, a bunch of random stuff scattered around it. So our first job is to terraform and basically make the mountain itself look nice. So I guess we'll get to that first.
2 hours later.
Alright, so I have finished terraforming, mostly terraforming, and removing all the trees and leaf litter off the top of the mountain and a little bit of the sides. I didn't do the back much, but I've also brought some wood, cobblestone, and leaves we can use for the house. But what I think I want to do is, of course, first make the outline, and then probably I'm going to test some different like shapes, and figure it out, because I'm not a great builder. I'm not the builder type, but I'm gonna try my best to make this house. All right, so I have the basic outline of what I want the house to be pretty much done. This, I decided to expand it this way a little bit more for a little bit more like space and all that. But what I'm thinking is this part down here, like maybe basement or something, or I don't know. But up here, of course, like here we would have the floor. It would be like, let's say like stone with some cobblestone and stone bricks, like a bunch of random blocks like that. Maybe some andesite as well. And then of course we had railings here, but what I want this to be is sort of like an open house. Like I'm not really great with roofs when it comes to building. That's one of my like very weak parts. I'm not great with roofs. So what I'm thinking is we would just have like the floor here. Let's just extend this a little bit. And then we just have like our chest room, like all this, just like a very open kind of base. And then we can do finer detailing, maybe include some like storage shed or some parts over here. But for right now, I'm probably just gonna, finish up the floor, remove these path blocks, and then add a little bit like more detailing to the house. So let's get started on that so we can finish the first part of making our base look better. Alright, so I spent a little bit of time designing and basically finishing the base. I decided to add these stripped oak logs to the side just to give it a little bit more like detail, Up here I added the furnace area, crafting area, and then of course the enchant table, which is basically at every base. And then here's some barrels with just some wood, some stone, cobblestone, and dirt. And I decided to just put my bed here for now. And then if you go through this trapdoor right here, you see we have like a small area you can sit down with the flower and everything. And then over here we just have, there's nothing in the books of course, but just a bookshelf area. So I didn't really know what to put here. I just wanted to make something more to the base because it felt kind of basic up there. So maybe we'll change something, maybe we'll add something, but this is just like a reading area where you could like grab a book, come sit down, enjoy yourself. And then also if let's say it's night and you want to go sleep, you would just have to jump up here and click on the bed and you immediately start sleeping. So we finished, basically, in my opinion. We've done a decent job, since I'm not a great builder. I feel like this is pretty good, of making this base, because I'm not the type to go for big bases. So what we need now is a storage area, which we can make either right here or all the way down there. But I think we put it all the way down there, give it some space between. And I'm going to go and grab the materials and everything needed to make the storage area, because I want to use spruce in the storage area and I don't have spruce. I've found a couple thousand blocks in one or two directions and I haven't found any spruce. So we're gonna be flying around, probably in this direction because I've gone this way the least. And we're just gonna basically be looking for spruce logs so that I can start using them in the builds. So we're gonna go do that, and then I guess I guess we'll see how long it takes me to even find a spruce biome. Alright, well, I found 2 spruce trees, 3, 4. Alright, well, I found some spruce trees. It's not ideal that it's not a forest, but there probably is one nearby. So hopefully, if I just fly around for a little bit more, yep, we have a spruce forest. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to chop down the giant trees because they have like a stack and a half each of logs. We're going to collect some saplings once we finish getting a couple stacks of logs so that we can use them at my tree farm if I ever need more spruce. And then I guess we can head back and start building the storage area.
Two hours later.
Alright, so I've gotten a couple stacks of spruce logs. Hopefully it should be enough. We also have 3 saplings, which definitely is enough to start growing more spruce trees. So we are going to start heading back towards my base so that I can go and of course sleep in a bed because it's starting to turn night. And also so that we can get to work on the storage area. And what I'm going for is not like, but similar to the base with a rectangular area. And this time we are probably going to have to include a roof, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to try my best to design that, but we're going to start. We already are, but we're going to head back to my base and we're going to get to work on that. Alright, so as you can see, I've made it back to the base. So basically, this is the area where we're going to build like the storage and all that. So what I'm thinking is we make it 7 like wide, and then we can do like 13 long, maybe. So I'm just gonna like be quickly here, create the outline, you know, and then start using blocks to make the basic like structure of it. And then we can go from there and then see how I want to design it and everything. So I know when I left off with you guys, I had the outline for it basically, or somewhat done. I said I was just going to do the frame, but as you could tell, I did a little bit more than the frame. I just started building it and decided to finish it in one go. So I have basically what I feel like is the finished design. We have the windows on the side, bushes, you know, just stuff like that. We have just some details, some windows, and inside right here we have like lanterns and chests, which of course are empty for right now. And then you can go to the second floor. It's the same thing as the first, though there's the 2 windows here. And then this is the attic where we have some armor stands where I made some armor on, some crafting tables, and then barrels on each side, along with, to be able to get up here, I couldn't place this like spruce plank right here, so I just decided to, you know, add this for like a nice like lookout area. Like, look, you can see down there, you can see the villagers and all that. So this is basically what I feel like is the finished design for the storage area. And all that's left to do is for me to go down there and painstakingly go through, you can't see them, but there's shulkers, like the shadows and chest. I have to go through and I have to move everything over to here. So that's what we're going to be doing next. Alright, so I finished moving everything over into their own like respective chests and all that. So I know what you guys probably think will happen next is I'm gonna, you know, create a villager trading hall, maybe like down there or something, and like organize the villagers, get more. I'm not doing that this video because I've already been doing this for like 5 hours, just doing these 2 things. So I don't feel like moving villagers around, getting more, and building another trading hall. So the last thing I'm gonna do, for this video at least, is we're gonna take this nether portal and we're gonna move it to, let's say, right here somewhere, or maybe down there. and we're gonna make the area around it look at least decently nice. So we're just gonna basically move the nether portal and make everything look really nice. So I'm gonna go get a bunch of blocks that I think we should use to make it look nice, and we're gonna mine it and move it up there. Alright, I've moved the nether portal from down there up here. I just sort of put it in between these two buildings, and I grabbed some blocks here. So what I'm thinking we could do is first, of course, place the 2 kind obsidian here, and then also what I think some sort of like cool design we can do is, I just need to quickly grab my shovel, is we like, let's say do that out that way, boom, clear this area out, and then replace it with like netherrack, you know, like this, to sort of show like the netherrack like coming out of the portal a little bit. And then what I'm gonna do is, of course, let's just place these right here. And then, of course, that already looks like decently well, you know, it looks like the netherrack is spreading out of the portal, like, you know, infecting the world. Like, I want to give it that kind of look. And then let's just quickly add the final touches of netherrack. And then what else I want to do is, of course, add in some gold ore and some quartz ore around a little bit, and then we'll just do boom. And then, you know, that sort of gives like nether vibes. And then something else I want to see if I can do is, what I'm thinking is just add like some, I don't think that's gonna look well. I wanted to see if that would look nice, but I don't think so. But now, unfortunately, you can't make like some of the portal kind of obsidian and have that work. But and I do have some gilded blackstone, so maybe just like include like a little bit here and there, you know, give it like the bastion type of vibe. So place it here, here, here. Let's just place a bunch right here, and then we'll also add some netherrack behind the portal right here. And then I think that looks really good. But of course, this isn't like, it's sort of enough, but I'm not like, for me, like I said, I'm not the type of builder who goes like big builds, you know. I'm just sort of the type who likes to do small builds, you know, keep it nice and simple, maybe add some detailing. You know, I'm like that type of guy. Just like normally what you would probably expect some people to do for their build is add some like add like a big like portal, or like make it ginormous. But me, I'm not really that type of guy. So what we are gonna do is we're gonna go over here. Oh crap, that's gonna blow up on the other side. What the? Oh, because it disconnected the portals. I was confused for a second. But basically, we'll go over here. And yeah, as you can see, blew it up, but I just wanted to add like some lava here, you know, give it more like that type of vibe. But what I think that might be good for the portal, you know, just like fly up a little bit and get it. Yeah, that looks, it doesn't look amazing, but it looks decent enough in my opinion. Let me just put all this in a shulker. So I think this is where, like, that's enough remodeling for me today. I've been doing this for like 5 hours, but I think we did a decent job, you know, compared to how it looked before to how this area up here looks now. We have pillagers over here. But overall, I think we did a good job of redecorating, reorganizing this, you know. There's still like this whole area down here, whatever, my dog, you know, the nether war and all that, and the villagers, but who knows, maybe we'll do that for another episode or video or whatever. But I think I've done enough. I've been on for like doing this for like 5 hours, so I don't want to do more. But maybe like next video we could do like getting the best villagers or getting the best whatever, you know, stuff like that. And maybe like the next video create a villager trading hall, and then another video do farms, move the sugarcane to somewhere better. But overall, I think I did a great job, you know, building all of this. So I am probably after, well, I'll just mine this later. I don't feel like mining that right now. But, you know, we're gonna go to sleep. And of course there's monsters nearby, so I never finished demolishing the village, so we're just gonna go over here and sleep. But overall, I think we did a great job of making the base look a lot nicer compared to before. So I think I'm gonna end it here, so thank you guys for sticking around, and tell me your thoughts on the base and how you think it looks in the comments.